What is AF&R?
AF&R is Introduction to Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources. It introduces students to the range of agriculture opportunities, and we combine science and math and reading and writing, and it also satisfies your high school graduation requirement for a physical science.
How much homework do you give?
This is such a hands-on lab-based class that there really isn't a whole lot of homework. The homework that students have is based on how much they finished in class. If they don't finish things in class, then they need to finish it at home. But in general, not a lot. Maybe one day a week, if that.
Who's ready to come join Ag Leadership? So there's two main things that we do in this class. One is we help plan all of the different activities that go on in the FFA, so that we do with our ag-based classes. And the other one is that we also put on Ag Awareness Day for the students at Firebaugh elementary schools. So Mills and Bailey come over for an entire day in April, usually, right before Easter. And they have the opportunity to learn all about agriculture. So we have about 20 booths that are run by our students. So we have about 2 students per group, and we have all the kids from my Ag Leadership class do booths, and then we have about 90 other students that come and help take kids around and do everything like that. We then do all of the different activities. So every meeting we have, every event we have, things like that. So some of the examples of things that we do in Ag Leadership include FFA Week, which is a week-long celebration of FFA, and we have different dress-up days and different activities. One of them this year is that we are doing a Pennies for Patients drive for change, and the winner, so the person who has the most money in their baby bottle in the front office, will have to dress up like a baby, and there's 4 people. One of our learning directors, myself, Brady Jenkins, and Miss Gonzalez, our attendant secretary, are all competing to see who's going to have to dress up like a baby. Besides that, we also plan all of our meetings. We go to things like John's Incredible Pizza, Blackbeard's, ice skating, all kinds of fun stuff. And we try to make sure that we do things that are interesting to you and things that kids want to do.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Tinoco, and I'm going to tell you why you should join animal science.
Science? Well, in animal science, you're hanging out with cool animals like these. We have several class pets, including this rabbit and this guinea pig. And then animals are brought out from the outside for classroom labs and lessons.
You don't have to join animal science just because you want to become a vet. You can also join animal science just to gain general knowledge on animals. You can use this knowledge on your own pets, like a dog, a cat, or any other animal you may have. In animal science, there are times when we have to tend to animals. We come here to the barn where there is chicken, sheep, goats, and pigs.
Why should people take this course?
Right, so Chemistry and Agri-Science is actually the UC A through G approved course for physical science, so you are getting your college credits for this class, but it's actually very different because it is so hands-on and looking at chemistry in a completely different light. It's not looking at the medical aspects, it's looking at how different things around you that you see, touch, and feel every single day work and how they come to be.
What makes this course stand out?
What makes this course stand out to me is the labs that we do. It averages out to about a lab a week, so it's very, very hands-on. We're actually using chemicals, we are testing soils, and all of it actually comes together throughout the year.
What kind of labs will be conducted?
So some of the labs we do are soil composition. We test for ionization. So we're actually testing to see if soil particles are positively charged or negatively charged. We make our own pH indicator so that you can test different products at home to see if they have a high pH or a low pH. And then we also do a lot of hands-on activities as to demonstrate how things like the rock cycle work, balancing equations, and stoichiometry, and how those all come together and what it really looks like in our everyday lives.
What's the funniest part of this class, in your opinion?
I think the funnest part of the class is going through and doing the pH indicator lab. That was so much fun because it's just using everyday at-home items and seeing how they react together to form different pHs.
This way, sorry. And that's going to help hold it in place, okay? And then you're going to keep building your structure so that the next row of flowers isn't like falling over onto the other row, okay? This is an issue though because we have this flower way down here.
Hi, I'm Mr. Torres. I actually teach Ag Mech 1, Ag Mech 2, and ROP welding. In our first class, we teach, it's an introduction class into wood, plumbing, arc welding, oxyacetylene, and Mech Ag 2, we actually stick weld, which is shielded metal arc welding, and we actually use a torch where we can cut a certain thickness of a piece of metal. And we do a lot of exercise, and we do some projects in that class as well. In ROP welding, we actually fabricate, we construct, and we design certain projects for our schools and students.
Why should students be interested in taking Ag Mech?
Students should take Ag Mech because we're actually a hands-on class. We actually spend time in the shop, we work, and we get experience with working with our hands in the shop and building things.
This is an electrical board and these are junction boxes, and you have 3 different wires coming from this cable, which is a W2 14 gauge, and it has copper, a black wire and a white wire, and you connect them to the screws. The screw, which is black, connects to gold and white connects to silver, and then you use wire nuts to connect it to another junction box, and then you connect this thing to it, and then you plug it in, and then you turn it on, and then it turns on. There. Thank you.
People take this course.
Right, so you should take the Intro to Plant Science class because it is all about the science of how plants grow, and so it is in the classroom and out of the classroom. You start off with the science behind how plants grow and function, and then you actually go out and apply that by testing different plots, planting your own plants, and gardening, so you are actually having the ability to grow your own food.
What makes this course stand out?
The thing that really stands out about this course is the in the classroom science behind it and the practical part of it. Being outside and actually getting to work with things again. Gardening's relaxing. People like to do it. It's one of the #1 hobbies that people have in the U.S.
What kind of labs will be conducted?
So this class actually has some really cool labs associated with it because you get to go out and actually take samples of bacteria from different areas and test the bacteria, look at it under a microscope, and see how it's growing and functioning. You also get to grow your own flowers and then test how much carbon is in the air, you're actually seeing how photosynthesis works because of the constant testing of plants.
What's the funniest part of this class, in your opinion?
Oh. The funniest part of this class would probably have to be seeing people use microscopes for probably the first time and how different it comes to them as far as like what they see and then explaining what they see.
Any additional information people should know?
Hi, I'm Andres Corchado and I am live at Firebaugh High School. Today I will be interviewing Gene Lieb on why it is important to take Ag Econ and Ag Government. Hi Mr. Lieb, tell us why we should take Ag Government, Ag Econ instead of regular Econ and Government.
Well, it's a really easy answer, to be quite honest. Ag Econ and Government replaces your normal Econ and Government class. So let's say you've been an Ag member for 3 years and you're on your 4th year and you want to still be in Ag but you have no other way to be in it. It gives you the opportunity to still be enrolled in our FFA program and our Ag program, but not take away another class that you may need. So Ag Econ and Government really works to fill that need, a lot like the science classes that you guys have that you guys take. Yeah.
What are the benefits of taking Ag?
One of the biggest benefits is that you get to learn about the community you live in, so to speak. So a lot of what we do in Firebaugh is ag-based. And so that's transferred over into what we do in the classroom. So we'll talk a little bit more about agriculture, how it relates to government, what that means when it comes to government and economics. It also gives you guys the opportunity to, again, be in FFA for 4 years, which means you will complete a 4-year completer pathway, and you get a stole to wear at graduation and a medallion if you get a state degree. So you kind of have some other benefits also. You get to have all that swagger at graduation that you wouldn't have if you weren't a 4-year member of our program.
Tell us, what are some of the projects and activities your students do in your Ag Government and Ag Econ classroom?
So just like any other ag class, you have a lot of opportunities in general to be engaged in different things, but specifically for Econ and Government, we do a lot of project-based learning. So a lot of our units will be the kids presenting a presentation on the topic instead of just listening to me lecture or writing down from a PowerPoint. So it gives you that opportunity to engage in different things. Also, our goal for next year is to do something where the kids or our students in Econ and Government get to have the opportunity to sell a product and see how supply and demand really works and what happens when you have a different set of supplies, meaning you can offer different foods for people or different services, and will people buy those or not, and will the supply go up if the demand goes up, and different things of that nature.
What are some of your class requirements in your Ag classes?
So our Ag classes have Ag Econ and Government has 2 main requirements. The first one being what we have in every one of our Ag classes, which is each semester you have to engage in 3 activities outside of normal class time. That can be an FFA meeting, wearing an FFA shirt, doing anything like that, and there's tons of opportunities. We probably have 40 to 50 opportunities every year, and they can range anywhere from a 15-minute type activity, selling tickets, or doing something that takes a couple of hours. It just kind of depends. So lots of opportunities for people to fulfill that requirement. The second requirement for my Econ and Government class is that every student every Wednesday turns in a current event. And that current event is just something printed off about agriculture, an article, and then we use that information to have a discussion in class about those articles. So it's kind of an awesome opportunity for people to learn about what's going on in agriculture today and really learn something.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for your time.
Thank you, Andre.
Hi, Ms. Gobe. You're the teacher of this class, and I would like to ask you, what do the students do in your class?
So the class is the Agri-Science System Management class, and it is the senior science class that we have for you. It is very, very ag-based with a lot of science and research incorporated into it. It does have an honors designation, which means you do get some extra points on it when you go to apply for colleges. But the focus is really plant and animal science and being able to identify different plants and diseases, coming up with a crop management plan, integrated pest management plan, animal security. So we look at things like biosecurity and food science and the different things that you have to go through in order to, before your food even gets to the grocery store. And part of that does come with a field trip to either a farm or processing plant, depending on what the interest is at the time. So, yeah.
And how often does your class work outside, and how often do they get homework?
This class really doesn't have a lot of homework. It runs the same way that the ag chemistry class does, in that it's a flipped class, which means if there's notes to take, you go home and take the notes, but it's really maybe once a week at the most. And then we do like to go outside and do stuff, so as long as it's not super hot or super rainy, and we go outside probably once.
All right, AJ Molino, what is your favorite part of this class?
My favorite part of this class is being able to know more about plants, like how this year we were able to plant succulents, and we also grafted a couple trees